Moving on with the top five, the United Nations is warning about the dire humanitarian situation in the besieged Gaza Strip in the wake of the latest 50-day Israeli war. The UN Middle East envoy Nikolai Mladenov says that the people in the Gaza Strip are desperate and they're angry about their plight. He says the extent of the devastation in Gaza following the Israeli offensive last summer was shocking. The crippling Israeli siege has also frustrated the 1.8 million people living there. The UN Relief and Works Agency says about 100,000 Palestinian homes were demolished during the 50-day Israeli offensive on Gaza. UN-backed international organization Shelter Cluster has estimated the reconstruction of Gaza will take at least 20 years. Ashraf Shana, our correspondent, joins us from the Gaza Strip to tell us more about the story. Ashraf Shana, it's still very alarming that we're looking at people who donated supposedly money for the reconstruction, and as of a few weeks back, no reconstruction. Still devastation rules in Gaza.
Yes, Kaveh. Well, over $5 billion were pledged by the international community in a donors conference in Cairo in October of last year to rebuild what Israel has damaged and destroyed in 50 days of attacks on Gaza's population of 1.8 million. Hardly any of that money has reached Gaza. Still, according to the UN, not a single house was rebuilt since the end of the war, which ended on the 26th of last August. The cluster, as you mentioned, said it would take 100 years. I think it would take many, many years to rebuild Gaza. I think what they said is optimistic regarding the situation on the ground on Gaza with Israel keeping the only commercial crossing with Gaza closed most of the time. And even during operation, it's partially operating. As you said, there is desperation in Gaza. People cannot see any future. The future is bleak for them. People have lost faith in the international community. And as the United Nations Special Coordinator for the so-called Middle East peace process said, Nikolai Mladenov, yesterday, the people here are desperate, and so far the international community has failed the Palestinians of Gaza as it did many times before. The situation in Gaza is dire. There is lack of medicine, lack of hospital supplies because of the restrictions under almost 9 years of the Israeli blockade. You also have daily attacks by the Israeli military and the Israeli Navy on Gazan fishermen, Gazan farmers. Water pollution in Gaza is near 100%. It's unfit for human use. It's unbelievable the amount, the number of problems and the crises that are hitting the people of Gaza, while many here believe there is some sort of international conspiracy of silence towards what's happening to them.